Hello, friends. Just trying to make sure that I did it correctly. You know how I am with this stuff. Doesn't always work out in my favor. So let me just double check before yes, wonderful. Yay. We are. So welcome. It's Wednesday. And I'm so grateful to you for your understanding for last week. I have no idea. You would think with this superb, internet service that we got going on here, that we wouldn't have any issues. But it happens every single time that it rains. It just, for some reason, just gets wonky, and it doesn't like me, and it doesn't like anybody. And we just lose connection for at least a couple of hours until after the rain dies down. So I'm happy to be here with you today, and happy to share one of my favorite oils with you. And this right here, I'm so happy we're going to get it for free because I am down to my last bottle. This is something that we use every single day. So it's really exciting and really fun whenever I'm able to get this bottle for free. Sometimes we see it come up in our BOGOs, and I always stock up. I always do the max because we just go through this a lot. So I do have a presentation for you guys, of course. And let me get over there. And as I'm doing this, welcome. For those of you who are new to our space, I'm Romelia. And I am going to share with you today, let's hide that one, information on our product of the month. Let me get there. Look at this. I actually got it up and going on the very first frame. I practiced that. Yeah, I practiced that before I got on. So balance is our grounding blend. This is a blend of essential oils. And at a glance, really, it's one that was specifically formulated to promote harmony and well-being. So this is fantastic for those moments that you're feeling a little overwhelmed. If you're feeling like you need a little bit more grounding, it's great when you're using in your space. If you're journaling, creating, definitely prayer or meditation, it just does, it's such a great accompaniment to that. So a lot of the oils that are in this blend, they've been used for thousands of years to balance emotions, to ease anxious feelings, and harmonize the mind and body. This was our very first emotional support oil for this family. My kids started using this to just kind of help them get grounded. When my youngest was in dance, when she was performing in productions, she really struggled with getting to that place of being comfortable on stage in front of a lot of people. So she always had nervousness, and with nervousness comes an upset tummy for her. But this right here was a quick reach for her. And I used to make her a little rollerball that she can take with her and keep in her bag, and it had balance in there, and it had citrus bliss. Those two seem to do a really great number on her in helping her calm down and get recentered and focused. Now we use this for our pups, and I'll share more of that later. But this blend includes frankincense, spruce, hoewood, blue tansy, and blue chamomile, as well as osmanthus. So this particular blend has some really precious oils in there. We can't get hoewood on its own, blue chamomile, or osmanthus. They just are one of those challenging oils to sustain and to distill. So it's really nice to be able to get it in a blend so that we can still reap the benefits from them. So let's start by going over what the oils in this blend do, and then I'll share some ways that we can use this oil. So spruce leaf, the main chemical constituent in that is bornyl acetate. So spruce leaf on its own is known for its grounding properties. It's got a fresh woody aroma, and it's, just kind of soothes away your stress. It helps to unblock some emotions that you may have pent up inside and help you move through them. Hoewood has a really high concentration of linalool, and if you've been hanging around in the space for a while, you know something about this chemical constituent. We'll find it in our lavender. We'll find it in bergamot, and it's just such a wonderful chemical constituent in that it helps with the nervous component of our emotions. So it really helps to soothe our minds and our body. It's really grounding and it's really calming. There's a lot of research that supports linalool to be one of those, an essential oil that has that component in there, to be a really great support for people who are having trouble relaxing, who are having trouble with anxious moments, who are having trouble with sleep. So this is a really great blend. Balance is a really good blend to use it in the evening after a hard day at work or a hard day at school or just a hard day at home dealing with everything and you're just feeling a little overwhelmed. Just diffuse some of this, smell it from the bottle. It's just really a great oil for that. Frankincense, well, we know a lot about frankincense. That, you know, this is one of our precious oils too, only that it's one of the most prized essential oils, and it's one of the oils that's adulterated a lot, you know, what we find on the market. So it's been one, you know, you read it in scripture, it's been used in religious ceremonies from, you know, the beginning of time, all around the world. It's really a nice grounding oil. That alpha pinene in there helps to create a positive mood, and it helps to create a really strong mind and body connection. So frankincense has a lot of benefits, and it's a great oil to put in here in balance because of its grounding and soothing properties. Blue tansy is an oil that we can purchase on its own, but something really fantastic about blue tansy is the Schmalzoline in there. So this oil, blue tansy, does have a blue, it is blue, it has a blue tint to it, and so does our balance. I'll show you guys when I get into a bigger screen. The blue tansy is what gives this balance, that blue hue in there. But the interesting thing is that blue tansy doesn't turn blue until after the steam distillation process. Something happens with the chemical constituent in there, its starter, that, you know, what's used in that process that actually gives the oil the blue color afterwards. So I thought that was really fascinating about it. It just shows how these oils are really more complex and do so much more beyond than what I can provide for you, right? So always keep learning, always keep researching, and always keep asking questions, all right? That helps me too, to give you things, you know, to help answer your questions and to provide you some information on things that are of interest to you. Blue tansy alone has for me, I smell a lot of fruity aroma in there. People, depending on, you know, their own body chemical makeup. So I've had a friend that says that it smells like Parmesan cheese or stinky feet. I don't get that from blue tansy at all. And this certainly doesn't smell that way, but it's just, you know, it just lends to the versatility of these oils and how each one of us responds to them differently. It definitely uplifts the mood. It provides some clarity and focus. And it just really helps you, blue tansy alone, tap into that creative piece of you. So adding blue tansy to here not only, you know, provides a different, an added depth to the aroma, but it also provides a different way of supporting the mind. Blue chamomile, or also known as German chamomile, also has a high chemical component of schmalzoline. So blue chamomile, you know, really for all the chamomile families, very calming, very comforting. This really helps to ease those feelings of disappointment when you're feeling let down, when you're feeling worried or discouraged. It really lends to that piece of balance that provides that emotional support. Osmanthus is one that we can't purchase by itself, but this adds a whole different constituent, a whole different type of property to balance. It has beta-ionone in here, and that chemical constituent alone has been shown in clinical research to reduce feelings of stress. So it lends to the aroma of balance, but it also lends to the emotional part of stress that we may be dealing with. So all of these oils just work in synergy together to really give balance amazing grounding properties, amazing emotional support, and just really help us move through, negativity, feelings of sadness, and just help us to get focused and grounded in our day, any time of the day. I like to diffuse this with purifying lemon. I have found that I really respond well to that, as far as, really opening up my senses and getting me ready to do some creative work. I love that. So a little bit more about the chemical composition of this. The linalool, talked about this many times before. Not only does it help to promote relaxation and get you to a place of calmness and rest, it also has some really great cleansing properties. Linalool, bornyl acetate, and the beta-pinene that you'll find in this blend, all three of them working together promote healthy nervous system response. So it's really going to support your physiological and mental function, so that if you find yourself in a situation where you're completely overwhelmed, completely stressed out, you can reach for your balance and just inhale it from the bottle, and you're going to immediately feel the effects of it. Those three components there are very powerful when they're combined. Bornyl acetate on its own is very supportive and soothing to the body's tissues, again, supporting the nervous system. A lot of research groups have looked into this particular chemical composition and have found that bornyl acetate affects gene expression and protein activity in different cell types. So it's really just not an emotional supportive oil, a chemical constituent, but also supporting emotions in a way that it is supporting your nervous system, that whole inflammatory response. Because when we're in a stressful situation, that part of our function, of our natural response to stress is to increase our inflammatory response. It kicks it into gear. It's just something that happens naturally. So that chemical constituent helps to normalize that, helps to bring it down, soothe that whole response. Linalool and beta-pinene together. So this works on our actual brain neural response to stressful situations. We have the ability to stand and fight or turn and run. And our system, our response system, our sympathetic and parasympathetic system responds in that manner by releasing neurotransmitters and hormones and all of these chemical constituents that are going to help our body in those situations. So linalool and beta-pinene work with that system of response, and they act on multiple receptors in those two systems. And because of that, it has a lasting effect on reducing those feelings of sadness or overwhelm. So those two together are really powerful for our response in those situations when we're just feeling completely overwhelmed. Ways to use it. There are only two ways that you can use this oil. Remember when I shared with you, I shared with several times, I've shared that the only oils that we have supplement facts on them are the ones that you can use internally. Well, Balance does not have that because of the spruce that's in there. We are not able to metabolize that internally. So we use it aromatically and we use it topically. So our favorite way is definitely aromatic. This is a go-to traveling oil for us because of our pups. We put this in our diffuser. I have the beautiful Pilot that I absolutely love. And if you don't have one to travel with, you need to get one because it fits right into your cup holder. And it doesn't get knocked over by the crazy pups in the car. So we diffuse Balance, Frankincense, and Copaiba. Sometimes Serenity, depending on how our mood is. Maybe like towards the later part of the day when we're just like really exhausted from just the long road trip, the Serenity just kind of helps to get us to, transition into a more relaxing place. But we definitely diffuse Balance in our car for our pups. Both of them have a really tough time with travel. They're both classified as fearful and anxious dogs, and this has been our go-to oil for them. When we first went to go pick up our Daisy girl at the Humane Society, we took this with us so that when we picked her up, we put some on our hands and just rubbed down her coat with it to help bring her to a place of, I mean, they get very nervous and they end up shedding a whole ton of hair. So that really helped just to transition her from that shelter to us, to our home. It was very beneficial for us. You can inhale it from your hands to help your body relax. You know, if you're in that moment, you're catching yourself, all you need is a drop. And then just rub your hands together and inhale. It does have a little woody aroma in there. And I do smell some kind of like, I don't know, I guess it's from the spruce, you know, that evergreen smell, piney smell. But then I also smell a very light hint of floral in there, but it's not so much that it's overpowering. It's just wonderful in your diffuser. You can use it whenever you're doing any kind of creative work, when you're trying to get some focus, put some focus work done, or, you know, you can diffuse it if you're just, it's been an erratic morning and you got to get some work done, put that in there. It's great for yoga. It's also great for, let me continue hiding this. It's also great for when you're doing any kind of prayer, meditation. It's wonderful for that. Oh, sorry. Can you, there we go. I had to mute her. Let me go back to this. All right, so diffuser blends. Like I said, my favorite blend with balance, let me just go ahead and close that all together, is Balance Purifying Lime. And that's actually what I have in my diffuser right now. There's something about putting purifying lime together that I just find really invigorating. And then adding balance on top of that just kind of centers me and grounds me. It lifts that brain fog. That is one of my favorite, absolute favorite blends that I use with balance. Safe space. This right here is really calming. You'll see that there's copaiba and lavender in there, so it's really going to focus on the nervous system. So you can diffuse this whenever you're feeling a little anxious about your environment, or maybe you have a new visitor into your space and they're feeling a little anxious with you. You can help create that safe space with that blend. And then this one right here, Calm the Overwhelm. When the madness took place last year in January, we happened to be watching it on the news with our children. You know, we are very careful sometimes of what we share with them, but we always share, you know, answer truthfully and share as truthfully as we possibly can. We like to create, you know, a safe place for them to be able to express themselves, be able to learn and to communicate with us, right? So when the madness happened, I'm very intuitive when it comes to taking care of my emotional needs. I check in with myself. And I immediately gravitated to Balance, Adaptive, and Copaiba. And I immediately put that in the diffuser when I started seeing those scared faces. And it just within minutes of putting that blend into my diffuser, I saw a shift. I felt a shift in the energy in my home, and things just started coming back down to normal. We had a very tough 15-20 minutes of escalated emotions, but when I put this blend into our diffuser, it just had such a major impact on my family. So use that blend whenever you do have one of those overwhelming situations, or you're not, you know, people need a little support. It is so incredibly helpful. These three are my absolute favorite blends with balance. You can also use balance topically. So you can put balance on the bottoms of your feet every morning to kind of get you centered and grounded to start your day. And then if you need extra support throughout the day, just whip it out and put it in a rollerball so that you can use it topically. Every now and then you'll see a 10 mil rollerball come through as like part of a holiday collection or special limited time offer. I haven't seen that in a really long time, but it's such a wonderful way to use balance because it's portable and you can just whip that out. I have made this, and I'll talk a little bit more about this. And this one is for my dogs. I'll share that with you on a full screen. You can also apply it to all your pulse points for those anxious feelings. And then you can use it as a massage if if you're a therapist or you have a loved one in your home that could use some extra support. A little bit of balance and some carrier oil really helps to provide a restorative massage. So one of my favorite ways to use balance is to making a salt scrub. I really love salt scrubs and I really love sugar scrubs. I just find a lot of I just love them. They're just lovely. This is one that you can use. You can use any scented salt of your choice. I'd like a combination of Epsom salts and Himalayan salt. Himalayan salt by itself tends to be too coarse for my skin, but when I mix it with an Epsom salt, those two together are just wonderful for me. Use a quarter cup of carrier oil for that, and then add your Balance and Serenity. Now this is a scrub. That's why you'll see the carrier oil there. So you'll use it like you would a sugar scrub and use it on your body. It's great for detox. If you choose to just use it as a bath salt, you can eliminate the carrier oil there and just use the essential oils with your salts. I do have a resource for you to have that has more recipes and more tips on using balance. You can download that from our website. You'll see the link there. And there's lots of information in our private Facebook group. Lots of recipes, lots of tips, a lot more on the science and chemistry behind it than what I offer here. And it's a safe space to share, within our community. So if you are a current Wholesale member, you can receive this free bottle right here of Balance with your order if you place a 125 PV LRP order by October 15th. And because you'll be ordering LRP and it is over 100 PV, you're going to get free shipping too. Bonus tip here, add one more item that brings your order up to, or two items that brings your order up to 180, and they're going to throw in some free adaptive capsules for you. If you haven't ordered doTERRA in a while, go back to the person that introduced doTERRA to you so that they can help you navigate your online store. If you currently don't have a Wholesale member account and you're not working with another wellness advocate, you can get started right there, and you can have your membership fee, your new member fee, waived when you place a 100 PV order. So it really does pay to be a member because one, you can get free oils with your order. And if you're somebody that uses doTERRA on a daily basis, you're going to hit that 125 PV. So why not get your free oil? You do get 25% off of all your orders for a whole year, and you can earn points back. We do offer ongoing educations, and every now and then you'll see some exclusive member-only events and promotions. So it really does pay to be a member. It saves you a ton of money in the end, and you're able to get a lot of free stuff. I was just sharing with, who was I sharing with yesterday? We were talking about LRP. And our Yarrow Palm that costs about $95 or something like that I absolutely love, and I probably get 2 or 3 bottles a year because it just lasts me such a long time. I haven't paid for one of those since it came out. I use my points for that, and I use my points to buy Rose that costs $300 or $200, some crazy number like that. But that's the reason to purchase LRP, so that you can start collecting points and getting some really great deals on your oils. I do want to extend an invitation to you again. regarding our Meta Power system. This is a whole system designed to reset your metabolic health. You can go back, I'll show you a place where you can go back and learn more about this system on previous things that we've done already. But if you're looking to have better sleep, more energy, definitely a better mood, balancing your blood sugars, a side benefit of losing weight, this system is for you. And we're about to embark on a 30-day challenge that will start on Monday. So this challenge is put together so that you don't have to do a lot of the guesswork with it. We help you design a daily regimen of this system to help you get the most out of it, to get the most benefit from it. We provide you a 30-day tracking system that comes along with it. There'll be videos, some live discussion, recipes to continue helping you create healthy lifestyle habits. It's just a really great way to start this system because you'll have a supportive community with you. I'm starting it at that time too. So I'm just so excited because I'm hearing stories from people that I met and people that I know that are, that they're in my circle and they're having these amazing benefits from it. And I just can't wait to experience that too. You can sign up for it there at that website, or if you take a screenshot, what have you, or you can reach out to me and I'm happy to get you started. Here are the MetaPower resources that we do have in place for you. There's a couple of videos already. There's some printed handouts and booklets that you can continue learning more about it. And of course, back into our online community, you can find some more information of that. So some upcoming sessions. Next week, we're going to have a special guest with us to talk to us about EFT. This is really something that I've been having on the back of my mind for quite some time. I was first introduced into this modality of healing and taking care of our bodies about a couple of years ago, and it just really intrigued me. And I do those deep dives and start learning about it. And I reached out in our community here, and lo, we do have somebody here. So it's going to be a pleasure to introduce her to you and to get you some, just offer another opportunity, another way to take care of your mental health and take care of your physical health. We'll be doing some spooky treats on October 26th, 2 weeks from today. And then always on the first of the month, we try to get out to you as quickly as possible information about our promo so that you don't miss a thing. Here's the way to stay connected with us. And you can always just send me a text, email, call me, text me, what have you. Let me stop my share. And welcome, Angela. So I want to show you first, and I hope that you can see it on the screen, that this has a really beautiful blue tint. Let me see if I can do it. You might be able to see the blue. Let me put it in front of my face. Ah, there you go. You could see that. So it has a really pretty blue tint to it, but it's just such a wonderful oil to use. Can never get enough. Anyway, so I shared with you about how this really helped my children, especially my girl, but this also helped our pups. So one thing that I have done that has really been very beneficial is I don't throw things away. This was an empty Frankincense rollerball that I had, and this is Rudy's blend that's in here. So this has when I made it, my pups are small, so you can dilute accordingly to whatever needs you have. So I started off with 5 drops each because, I'm just hardcore that way. I put 5 drops of Balance, 5 drops of Frankincense, 5 drops of Copaiba. And because we were headed out, we've been doing a lot of traveling, not just recently, but just this year in general. I added, I think it was like maybe 2 or 3 drops of Serenity. I typically don't do that, but I just felt like we needed just a little bit more support. But the basics is that 5 of Copaiba, 5 of Balance, and 5 of Frankincense. And I top it off with fractionated coconut oil, and I just roll this on the base of his neck, Daisy's too. And I put it on the tips of their ears and in that soft, fleshy part between the pads of their paw. And if they're having a really tough time, I roll it on my hands and I just pet them down this way so that I just really provide them some of the support that they need. It has helped us so much, especially with transitioning both of those dogs to our home. Like I mentioned before, they were rescues, they had issues. My little boy still has issues. I call him my bipolar dog. I'm not making fun or anything, but he can turn on a whim. And he has this really loud bark that sounds incredibly aggressive, but he's never bitten anyone here. Not me once, but only because I came up from his blind side and he didn't see me. He has depth perception. But anyway, I love Balance for that reason, and you should totally get your free bottle. Even using this on a daily basis, this has probably lasted us 2 or 3 months or some crazy amount of time like that. But if you have any questions, please reach out. I'm happy to walk you through, answer them, whatever. Make sure that you at least look at the information regarding MetaPower. It just smells so good. And if you're watching this later, there'll be links below to those resources as well. All right. Well, thanks for joining. I'm going to, I never did hit record. See, I always mess something up. All right. Thanks for joining.